Okay, what we're going to do today, we're going to cook you the most beautiful chicken karahi from the Himalayan mountain style, and we're going to call it, it's going to be chicken karahi Charsee style. So first of all, what you need to do, you need to have some good olive oil, extra virgin olive oil. You need to have freshly chopped tomatoes or tinned tomatoes, doesn't matter. You need to have 2 chopped baby chickens. You need to have some mixed Bassar spice, and you need to have some Maggi cubes. I use halal ones, they're the best. And then we have, you need to have a wok. The word wok is karahi or karahi. So then we need onions chopped like that, ginger chopped finely into thin strands, and some garlic for about 4. This is a big knob of ginger, and the garlic here is about 5 cloves of garlic we've added. Also we have fresh coriander here, and some fresh jalapeno chilies, and some other really fresh bird's eye type chili, very strong, depends on what flavour you savour. Okay, now we'll start off by turning on the gas. Bismillah. Ooh la la. So now we add the olive oil. So be generous with olive oil because it's healthy anyway, and because we've got a lot of onion and stuff to fry in here, and we've got 2 chickens to put in here, so I put quite a lot and let that heat up. That's plenty. Now enough of olive oil. Right, what we're going to do is to test to see if the oil is hot enough. We're going to throw 1 tiny piece of onion in there. Nope, it's not hot enough. So we let him, when they float to the top, and yes, you can see that the oil is the right temperature. And if we add too much onion to this oil, it'll just keep it cool. So we want it to be right when the onions go in, and we want to not caramelize the onion, but we want to make it almost caramelized. Oh, there, that's floating now. That seems to be the temperature's getting right. Let's try some more. Yeah, this is about right now. They float to the top. So this is how you tell when the oil is right. Don't overheat the oil, because you'll have an explosion in your face. Alright, so I'm going to add all the onions now. Okay. There we go. That's lovely. Let's put some fan on. It's going to interfere with the sound. Hopefully not too much. I'll put it on a light anyway. So, right. Okay, so let's pour the onion in. There we go. Oh yeah. Onion is very good for you. It makes the flavour really right. So we put about 4 small onions in this one. That's it. Now I need to get some kind of cloth, because this wok is super hot. So we do like that. That's how we do. Give it a good mix. With the wok, you know, the people who make wok, they continuously stir the wok, and then they put the heat lid on there and keep coming back to it and stirring it. This is the onion process. We've let these fry for about 5 minutes, this onion, and if you look, you may be able to see some of the early ones, the test ones, they're becoming caramelized. Now they were put in a few seconds before. There's one there. So this is about time now, which we feel that the onion is in a good state to allow the garlic in, to marry him together. So this is the garlic here, so we just swipe him in there straight like that. Now we'll leave this one garlic in there for about, we're going to allow that to mix and cook with the onion now. Okay, we've added the garlic, and this is becoming almost caramelized, which is not what we want it to become. It's just on the brink of it, but the garlic is now fusing in with this onion, and the flavour is going to be fantastic. Now the next thing, we have these strands of ginger. People may think that's a lot, but believe me, this is what adds the magic flavour to this karahi. And people, you may have Indian karahi, you may have tried Bengali dishes, Thai, whatever, but this is the proper karahi. And proper Himalayan karahi, sometimes Charsee style. And even, people come from all over the world to try just this. It's even been known, like some aliens have come from Mars just to try it. But on this occasion, we have just got a few friends coming. So there you go. Nice, nice. I can smell this. If only you could smell it, then oh yeah, that's getting there. When we get to a point, this is Bassari mixed masala, but I mean, you can buy this. This is in a jar, which is gherkins or whatever, but the spices from mixed. It's a Bassari masala, and what we do, we add about a heap spoon of it to this. Okay, now just add it to that. Don't let it burn, and slowly we need to mix that in. Also, at this point we add some salt as well. Now we don't be scared of this. We're going to add about a tablespoon there, because we have a lot of chicken there and a lot of curry that goes with it, so we need to add quite a bit. So that's just normal cooking salt and Bassari masala. We make our own as well, but this one, it's been pre-done to save us time. Right, so as you can see in here, it's getting in there, the flavours. Now, it's about time now. We don't want the spice to burn. So this is the trick. The trick of this is to add the tomato now at this point, without letting the spice burn. And this is where the flavour will remain in there. So, get the tomato sauce lovely. That's it. Now they call this tadka. Tadka means like sauce. But this is kind of how you do it. Now crush all those tomatoes, get all that flavour in there. Tomato, the more tomato the merrier. In fact, I may add a bit more to make it even more juicier. That's it. Tomatoes, there's nothing better than tomato to make the sauce. So I always add plenty of tomatoes. And usually vine tomato is better than this, but just for simplicity, and as we're filming for the first time in my life, I'm filming my cooking, so it's easier for us today. This karahi is on maximum temperature. What we do, if you look into the karahi and see it's bubbling up quite nicely, and all the things are mixing in very well. At this point, what we can do is we lower the temperature to allow that to cook slowly. Just lower it to maybe halfway between the lowest and the highest. I don't know on this one what it is, but yeah. So we just leave it maybe a bit lower, depending if it bubbles up too much, lower it a bit. Let it simmer slowly, gentle simmer is the word, and then we'll get ready for the chicken. But this is now looking good. Now this is my little friend Maggi, they're poulet and they're halal, and we just add them like, oh man, you need to have some nails for this. So ladies, if you're trying this at home, don't try it, because you'll break your nails doing this. I don't know. The problem I think we've resorting to using a knife. That's better. And we've got 4 Maggi's, and they're ready for action. This is good because it adds a bit more of that stocky kind of chickeny stock flavour to this mix. So while it's simmering away like that, just mix it a bit. Always keep mixing this thing. Don't let it sit too long. Karahi, the people who make karahi, they are continuously. They use 2 spoons and mixing it. And now, what I do with this is just you try and just pour it on top, flake it out like that, and we put 4 in there because we want intensity. And this is the type of flavour you want in there here is an addictive, intensive flavour that once someone starts eating this, they don't want to stop eating. So this is the way to do it. Okay, this is all this lovely tomatoes. They're cooking well. They've cooked. They're actually dissolving now. So it's the time to increase the temperature to full whack. So gas, I don't know what gas mark it is, but it's full whack. And now here, let this come to a heavy temperature, a fierce temperature, and then we can add the chicken slowly to it. So look, all that lovely spice, tomato, garlic, ginger, all that's all mixing in nice now. And also that stock that we added to make it quite thick. 15 minutes of having this thing cooking, etc., and then for about 3 or 4 minutes on heavy cooking like that, when we up the temperature, we now add the baby chicano. Look at that sexy beast. Right, that's going in. That's 2 baby chickens in there, in fact, and they've been chopped, and they are. I have to be careful as they go in. You don't want to splash. But that's it. They're in. Job done. Right. I need to get this thing because the wok is hot now. So mind your hands. And there you go. Put that in. Let them all mix in nicely. Yeah, that's lovely. I tasted a bit earlier, and I'm telling you, this is like an addictive taste. So you have to try it, man. You have to try and cook this. It's not difficult. So give it a try. And if you're a student from overseas and you're missing your mama's cooking, then you have to remember this is Safe's recipe, the Charsee Style one. That's so addictive. When you go back and cook for your mum, she would love it. So now we do that. Leave that one to cook on a high temperature. Right, and we're going to go over here. And these, my friends, are jalapeno chilies. Right, so these ones are very, very extremely fiery, and but not as. Even these ones are very, very green. Look at the contrast in colour. It's very, very. It's a dark green, in fact. You know. Look at that. The contrast of the jalapeno against these dark chilies. But they're lovely chilies. Okay, so what we do, we take. I'm going to use a lot because I like to have hot food. Chili is one of the greatest things on earth. It's. I mean, one of these has got more vitamin C than an orange. So. You know, that's if you have it fresh. I mean, we're cooking them, we're going to kill some of the vitamins, but they are very, very good for aging, anti-aging. Chili when you eat them fresh, and they're very good for your circulation. They make you sweat just by eating one of them. I don't know how many to put in, but my friend will stop me if he doesn't want too many of them in there. So I chop jalapenos like that, sideways. It gives them a nice look, and they're kind of, different to other people. And the last bit I chop like that usually. So here, like that, nice and easy. Don't cut your fingers. And the seeds are the intensity. That's what keeps the heat. But I think English people nowadays are chili fans. I mean, I forget Mexican and African or Asian. I think the Englishman can handle chili, just if not more. They love it. The wok is very hot now, so moving like this, and you have to keep very hot for a bit. But we don't want it to dry out either. So what our job is now is to get all the chicken, well maneuvered, so everything is evenly cooked and everything is spread in there. So now, if you see, I give it a little wobble. There. That's lovely. That's how you want it. That's the colour. It's absorbing things. It's letting out juices. What I do now is I have to allow this to simmer at a lower temperature. So After about 10 minutes of cooking at that temperature, we're now going to drop to a lower temperature of, say, halfway. Actually, maybe even less, far less, on the flame. And we're going to use a lid. These. Anyway, so that's that. We're going to put the lid on, and we'll lower the temperature. So leave that to do its job. Okay, what we've done is we've taken the lid off. I can smell that. That is awesome. It's an awesome smell, and I tasted a bit earlier, sneakily. It's a great addictive taste. You have to keep stirring this thing, even with the lid on and a slow temperature. This karahi has to be stirred as much as possible for that all the flavour to get thoroughly mixed, and also to make sure that the meat is evenly cooked. And there you go. Look at that. Now, that's what you call something lovely. It's going to be tasty. We haven't added the final ingredients to it, which are over here, the chili and the coriander. That is going to send you to the moon. It's that hot. And this stuff is fresh coriander. You have to add. Karahi is like done in the village along the riversides. People get the woks, get the bread made, and they cook these dishes. Fish dishes, chicken dishes, lamb dishes, and they have bread and they have a little kind of picnic thing. It's so tasty and addictive. Just have a bash at this. Right, let's get this lid off. Now that's lovely bubbling away. What we do now is we've shifted across from the other side, because we're going to have bread here. There's some cheese in there or something. Right. Okay, so this is the thingy. I use a special spoon which is curved, so you can use this in a wok without, and it scrapes all the sides quite nicely. This is a good spoon to get. Wooden spoon, and it's just easy, nice flow. So I toss and turn everything over, let all that flavour get into things. Okay, now this looks cooked. So I think, yeah, it's just a matter of slow processing now, cooking this. And the curry, as you can see, is very watery and like this. Not watery, but I mean it's turned a bit more liquidy. Blended is the word. It's like someone's put it through a blender, but it hasn't. So that's the amount there. Now at this point, what I'm going to do is add some beautiful ingredients. This one here is coriander, this one's the chili. I'm going to add chili straight in there. Then I'm going to add on top of that chili a big bunch of coriander like this. Now you would think that's crazy, but believe me, it's necessary. So we'll now give it a nice stir. Blend all that lovely flavours in. Now this is the final stage where the actual coriander and the chili and the curry marry together, and this is where they make that beautiful flavour of this karahi, chicken karahi. So there we go, all done. In the meantime, while that's on a low temperature, cooking away there, put the lid back on there. This is a special sort of terracotta kind of clay. It's used for making bread. Like this, we're going to put a bread on here, and this is the weight to actually keep the bread down. So this is what we're going to eat with the karahi here. But at home, if you can't get hold of this bread, go to Asda, Tesco, anywhere, or come to my own shop, Khan Incorporated. I'm joking, I don't have a shop, but and get yourself some pita bread and you'll be fine. Over here we have, this is the kind of dough that's been made and left to rise a little, but this doesn't have yeast in it. It's unyeasted bread, like the old Jews used to make in the biblical times. And then what you do, you make this thing, you put it on the pin like that, and toss it around like that. So that's what you call a roti, or chapati, or I don't know, pita, whatever you want to call it. So that's coming on in there, and then you see the stretching. And that's the technique. If you don't know that, it's like a pizza man, he can't do this. Right. Even the pizza man couldn't toss the bread now. It's a bit like a pizza man's bread, how he makes the base, but that goes on there now, onto that hot thing. And we'll best check the heat on that karahi. Make sure it's almost blank heat though, huh? 0. Okay, now temperature on this thing is up, gas is up, and check out this. That doesn't go on there yet, but this is the bread being done, so you can see how a roti is made. And in my mother tongue we call this dode. In Indian they call it roti, or in Caribbean they call it roti, and in some Greece or somewhere in Spain they call it the pita bread. So this is what we make. But you have to have these with it. This has got fibre, it's quite healthy stuff, and the taste is quite sweet, slightly salty but sweet. It's lovely. So that's how it's being made, and we'll show you later when it's being eaten. This is the final stage of the karahi. As you can see, the lovely flavour is in there, bubbling away. That's lovely. So what I do now is, on the chicken is all lovely, soft, cooked, I get my spoon from here, and I put my last bit of coriander in there. So there we go. Waste not, as they say. Alright, that's that. That'll do. Cut that over here. Alright. Let's give that a nice last toss on here. Just let that flavour simmer in there. And that's it. We just, after this, 5 more minutes of slow heat. And believe me, you wait, this is mouth-watering. Okay, right, that's it. We've left this on the heat for 5 minutes after we add the last coriander. We put the lid on there, and now it's time to serve. So if you come over here and you can look inside the pot, that's what you call chicken karahi, Charsee style. Yeah, put the lid over here. Now I've got 2 bowls, one for me, one for my friend, and I'm gonna serve. So let's get some bowls. There. That is delish. Now another one. There you go. That's another dish. Right, and we've got some bread that's made earlier, and now all we do is take these for serving. Okay, so these the bread is here. The bread comes in this kind of cloth. It's the one we made earlier. So it's lovely, steaming hot, and that's for you. And that one, look at that, work of art. That's it. That's for me.